Good evening, wonderful people, great Biafrans, wherever you are. On the face of this very planet, we welcome you to another edition of Radio Biafra live presentation on this very day, Wednesday, the 26th day of August in the year of our Most High Elohim 2020. The time now is precisely 3 minutes past 7 p.m. in the blessed land of Biafra. And I presume, and correctly so, the same number of minutes past the top of the hour, regardless of where you're domiciled. If you are one of those who are lucky enough to be listening to us via IPOB community radio app in 154 countries and territories around the world, we welcome you. As I said earlier, as I've said in my previous broadcast, it is a low data usage app. It is way cheaper than any other means of listening on social media. Make sure that you and your friends, everybody you know, to download IPOB Community Radio. It is a registered trademark. Anybody who tries to copy it, of course, we will take them to court in Australia and in Europe. They won't be able to do it. Unlike Radio Biafra, that even DSS managed to copy and float their own version. IPOB Community Radio is unique. I will therefore advise each and every one of you to make sure that you have it on all your internet-enabled devices that are compatible with Android and also iOS, which is the operating system for Apple, which is iPhone and all the rest of it. I do welcome you sincerely. Of course, our mood is that of mourning, but we are proceeding because we owe it to the dead to make sure that Biafra is restored. That is exactly what we are doing. As I have also said in times gone by, our obligation to the dead outweigh that which we owe to the living. Therefore, once again, allow me to welcome you, and I do so by saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. As I have always said, and some people have mistaken for, should I say, pride or boastfulness, we are the largest indigenous broadcaster coming out of Africa. We are the largest mass movement anywhere on the face of this very planet. That is why our enemies are terrified, and that is why Ifulefus are jealous, and rightfully so. That is why they will employ anybody and anything to try to see if they can slow down our relentless and our remorseless march to freedom. And allow me to reiterate this very evening that nothing can stop us. Absolutely nothing. We are determined. The more lives we lose, the more determined we become, not just to restore Biafra, but to avenge them as well. Very, very critical. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of IPOB, the largest mass movement on the face of this very planet Earth. And by the very special grace of the Most High, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We are live and we are direct, and heaven, as always, will bear us witness. Because our hands are clean, we are whiter than white and whiter than snow. That is why we are where we are today. That anything we do, the zoo trembles. And they are in one almighty mess. You cannot defeat an army you cannot see. They must understand that. They claim they have intelligent military officers. But today we can assure them today that they are going to witness something they have never, ever, ever seen before. We are resolute and we are determined. And Elohim Chukwukika Biama will bear us witness. As I said, we are live and we are direct. And if you have not joined this very program, you have a lot missing. Before we go any further, we must pray as it is customary and right for us to do. Chineke nna nke pụrụ ime ihe niile, Chineke nna nke na-edu ndị ya n'ụzọ ije. Onye anyị na-arịọ ka o si n'ihe ọjọọ bụ obodo ekwensu bụ zoo Nigeria wee wezuga ndị ya. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-achị. Chineke nna nke kere ihe niile ekere eke, nke anya mmadụ dị ndụ na-ahụ mana onweghị onye kere ya. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya ka mmụọ na mmadụ na-akpọ isi ala nye. Ihe niile ikere eke na-erubere gị isi nna nke ebere. Ọ bụ ya mere okwu gị niile ga-abịarịrị na mmezu. Anyị wee na-akpọku aha nsọ gị, wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, wee na-ebuli gị elu, na-asị n'ime ọnọdụ anyị niile anyị ga-aja gị ma onye ime eluigwe. Anyị ga-eto gị ma kpọ isi ala nye gị. Anyị na-asị gị biko na otu na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma. Lekwe mkpụrụ obi ụmụ gị bụ ndị obodo ekwensu zoo memilara. Ka anyị na-arịọ ka iwe nabata na ndokwa gị na nke ebere. Ka iwe chebe ndị dị etu a. Ka ya nwee kọzuoro ka ha rabụ ndị nọ n'ime igwe. Ọnọdụ ụmụ gị nọ n'elu ụwa, onye nwe m na Chineke nna. Na ụmụ gị ndị a niile bụ ndị lara azụ, bụ ndị Janjaweed Fulani memilara, onye nwe m. Ka anyị na-asị biko lekwe ka ọnọdụ ha dị. Kwee n'ihi ya wee mere anyị ebere. Anyị mana anyị mere mmehie wee megide gị site n'okwu ọnụ, site n'echiche, site n'akparamagwa, onye nwe anyị. Kama na mmehie anyị akarịghị nke ndị ọzọ. Ahụhụ anyị nọ n'ime ya wee karịsịchaa. Anyị wee na-agabiga ihe niile dị iche iche, atamahụhụ niile dị iche iche, mkpagbu niile dị iche iche. Ndị ọjọọ wee si ebe niile dị iche iche wee pụta, bụ ndị Janjaweed tụrụ ime ha n'ala nsọ gị. N'ihe dị etu agba arụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị eze ndị nsọ na ị ga-ekpochapụrụ anyị ndị a niile n'ezi omume gị. N'ihi na ala nsọ ebe Biafra agaghị ahụ ihe ruru unyi na nke ebere, ọbụla dị mmadụ dị ndụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka iwe gbaa ụmụ gị ume, dịka nsi wee kwuo na ọ ga-ewe anyị izu ụka abụọ anyị wee mara ndị bụ ndị. Iwe gosi anyị n'ezie n'ezie na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Chineke na nkụzi niile nke ndị agha. Na anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, na-asị gị eze ndị eze biko nụ, ka okwu gị wee bịa na mmezu n'ime ndụ anyị. Ka Biafra wee bịa, ka anyị wee rụọra gị ụlọ ukwu na arọ Chukwu, wee jaa gị mma, wee too gị, wee kpọkuo aha nsọ gị n'ime mmụọ na eziokwu. Asụghị ngọngọ, atụghị egwu mmadụ ọbụla. Ka ọ ga-abụ mgbe niile n'ime ndụ anyị, ụwa niile ga-asị n'ezie n'ezie na ụmụ IPOB bụ ụmụ Chineke nna, na ala Biafra bụ ala nsọ ka ọ bụ, onye nwe anyị. Iwe na-asị n'otuto na nsọpụrụ ga-adịrị gị mgbe niile wee ruo ebighị ebi. Ise, ise, ise. We are moving on relentlessly on this very evening. Of course, we are very sober, we are very reflective, we are still mourning our loss and those that the enemies took their lives on Sunday. They were not armed. We were not protesting, albeit that protest is not a crime. There was no form of agitation, but the enemies decided to kill your children. And it is unfortunate that some individuals, some ethnicities in the damnable zoological republic do not understand the game plan of the enemy. That is why we are always grateful to Almighty God in heaven. For the wonderful gift of revelation, discernment, knowledge, and reasoning that he has given to us. This very generation of Biafrans. It doesn't matter what we encounter, what we are going to encounter, ultimately victory is ours. I want our people to understand is that victory is ours. Nobody can take that away from us. Victory is ultimate. Are we going to suffer? Yes. Are they going to kill us? Of course they will. Are we going to kill them? Yes, we will. But eventually we are going to win. We always win. From nothing, look at where we are today by the grace of Almighty God in heaven, not due to anything that we have done or capable of doing. From nothing, This very movement rose from nothing to be the force that it is today all around the world. Thanks to the grace of God Almighty in heaven, we must remain very grateful and give him every glory and adoration, every exaltation, every honor and every glory belongs to God and not to man. We are only here doing the bidding of heaven, that the will of God Almighty may be done in our lives on this very earth as it is in heaven. Our enemies must understand that we are ready for them. No death will go unpunished. And very, very soon, no harassment will go unpunished. I have placed the world on notice that we are not going to tolerate all this garbage again, because we are despised for no reason. We are hated by a people that we have served slavishly for centuries. Those that gave us the Bible, those that gave us Christianity, they turned around and are today colluding with Islam to destroy us. Colluding with Islam to destroy us. They don't want us to live. I have said it in secret after in the open. Britain do not want us to live, to survive as a race. They want to exterminate us. And they are using Fulani Janjaweed to do it. But they will never succeed. That we assure them. The order that I've given stands, and it will not be rescinded until Biafra is free. By virtue of what they did on Sunday, we are never ever going to stop until Biafra is completely restored, its full sovereignty restored. We are going to live like free people the way we were before Britain came. Britain is not God. They are not. Admittedly, they are a very progressive, conscientious nation. But unfortunately, they have evil people within them. They are the ones orchestrating this Islamization agenda. They are the ones driving forward this Fulanization, this Wahhabism, this very dangerous jihad. It is them. They are closet Muslims. They are. They want to overrun our land. And we are going to prove to them that God in heaven is with us. For everybody we lose, we will kill 100 of them. And as I've said before, their bodies they will not see. People say I should try and I shouldn't sound violent. I said, to hell with all of you. They are killing us. Every blessed day they are killing, they are arresting, they are molesting. Fulani things they can use their terrorism. The same way they defeated Hausa people and conquered them. The same way they crushed the Nupe people. The same way they took part of Yoruba land in Kwara State and destroyed them. The same way they took over Gbagi. The same way they took over Jugu. The same way they destroyed everywhere all the way to northern Igala. They think they can do something to us. I want to prove to them that God, the same God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the same God of Eri is with us. This very generation. We have gone back to who we are. And they cannot defeat us. It doesn't matter how many that comes, they will fall on the right, they will fall on the left. And we march on steadily into victory. There is nothing they can do about it. Absolutely nothing. It doesn't matter how much. As I told them, I published on my page before I came live on air. Our IPOB community radio app is listened to in 154 countries. That never happened between 67 and 70, never. People don't understand the power of media. They don't know how potent media is. Our minds have been conditioned over the decades. They have fine-tuned our brains over the decade to reason as foolishly as we are doing today. That is why the Janjaweed will have the temerity to come into our land and build their settlements in our forest. When you challenge them, they kill you. In broad daylight, they will come, the army will be firing at people in broad daylight and killing them, and the whole world keeps quiet. Because we have been conditioned to reason that way, but not any longer. Because this very broadcast tonight is being listened to all over the world. I said all over the world. Minimum on our app, 154 countries we can capture. That is only on IPOB community radio, not the rest of the platforms. That tells you our reach, our formidability, or should I even say preponderance. It doesn't matter how our enemies disguise themselves. They can issue as much notice as they like. They are Janjaweed, they will always misbehave because they're very foolish. They think because Britain gave them the zoo, Nigeria, they can do whatever they like. They can come out and kill, pillage, rape, and dismember people as at will, and nobody will ask them any questions because Britain gave them Nigeria to do as they please. But they are mistaken. People must understand why we are the way we are. For 50 years, we were very quiet. 50 whole years after the war, we kept quiet, hoping and thinking that things will change, that the world will understand our plight, that they will come around, to the understanding that, oh, these are gentle people, they are peace-loving people. Let us try and redress all the ills and the wrongs that we've done to them. Nobody said anything for 50 years. Instead, they kept subjugating us. They kept oppressing us for half a century. For half a century, they continued. They did not stop. To repress and oppress to the point whereby, very blatantly in the open, they are doing things and saying to everybody, what can you do? That somebody who they claim was elected into office, died in office. That is the height of impunity. And that is why they are moving and pushing this agenda of Islamization and Janjaweedism. That because the death of Buhari emboldened them. Because Buhari died in office, they can get any idiot and put a mask on his face. Because of that, and all of you swallowed it, that is why that they have the guts and the temerity to be doing what they're doing. They frightened all of you into submission. Luckily for them, they have traitors who are within. Right across the south, even the middle belt, they have traitors, well paid and well financed. And they gave birth to rubbish. And we are seeing them today, and I can assure you they can never go. I swear to God in heaven, they can't go free. And they know it. Ask the zoo, they will tell you what they're encountering. Even tonight, we will keep hunting. Non-stop until Biafra. I said non-stop until Biafra is restored. I said non-stop, and they know it. The order has been given. It can never, ever, ever be taken back. Now they will understand how serious we are. The world will now know how serious we are. That we've been very patiently, we've been waiting for over 50 years to recognize the injustice. But instead, they are piling more injustice on top of injustice. And you want us to keep quiet? You have to be dreaming. You must be dreaming, I assure you. We must brace ourselves to what is to come. They are moving about all over the place. If you are vulnerable, they will take you and they will kill you. That is the way the Fulanis behave. Because they are terrorists by nature. That is why they have 6 terror groups. Only them, 6 terrorist groups. Only Fulani formed 6 terror groups. To terrorize all of you, to kill you, and to make you submissive to their way of life. And it's not going to happen. Not in Biafra land. They can take anywhere else, but not Biafra land. That is why, for those of you who may be wondering why things are the way they are the way they are because the zoo is evil. The world knows the zoo is evil, but because of the apathetic nature of a black man, because of the limited reasoning capacity of a black man, because a black man is wayward in his analytical mind, so to speak. That is why things are the way they are. That is why things are the way they are with us. Some of you are in for a shock. Some of you are in for a shock. Because some of you see, as Obasanjo said, When you see what you're not supposed to see and fail to do what you're supposed to do, you will live with the consequences. But because we are black people, we do not understand the gravity of that very comment. He was speaking to us in proverb, or should I say in adage. Nobody was, very few people could discern what the man was saying. Now listen carefully, please. Governor Matawale enforces immediate use of Islamic calendar in Zamfara schools. Are you listening? Islamic calendar in a secular country, in a place where you pledge allegiance to the state. They are not even introducing, they are forcing Islamic calendar on the people of Zamfara. Which goes to show that we are not the same people. We are not one country and can never be. We are different. These are the things that ordinary a black person, a black man or woman that went to school, ordinary primary school, ought to be able to understand, but they do not know. Ask yourself this question. Why would a governor of a state in a so-called secular country created by a Christian country, mind you, Britain, so to speak, why would they have the effrontery to tell you that in their schools? So it doesn't matter who's in that school. If you're a Christian, if you practice Judaism, if you're a traditionalist, it doesn't matter where you belong. Once you're in Zamfara State, you now have to operate under Islamic calendar. And I want to tell you something. For some of you who are so stupid as to dismiss it, I want you to understand the implications of this very thing that they have done and why we are fighting this good fight to make sure that we are free. Some of you are daft until they slice off your neck. As I said before, I studied the history of slavery. When I was studying the history of slavery, I wasn't interested in who took who from where, how they were crying, how they were complaining. I was trying to interrogate the reason why we did not fight back. That only 5,000 Europeans can come to Africa and take away nearly 20 million people. I was trying to understand it. I was asking God, did you create them differently? How is it that when we saw these people, we were so frozen that they had to take 20 million of us, and we became slaves for offering free labor for 250 years. Any day you sit down and think about the implications of slavery and the role that fellow black people played in the enslavement of their own kind, their own children, that day you will begin to reason like us. That day you will reason like us. Ask yourself this question. Why was it possible that only 5,000 Europeans, they came to West Africa, they emptied West Africa, and not only that, they now turned around to tell us who should be in the same country with us? If that is not owning somebody, I don't know what I say. In fact, the creation of states in Africa like Nigeria is confirmation that a black man is inferior to a white man. Take it anywhere. Because you cannot go. You can never ever go to Europe and do the same thing. You can't. They will kill you there. Look at slavery and why slavery became possible. Then you look at the suffering of black people, you understand why the zoo is the way it is. You will understand why a minority group, an ethnic group that is in the minority, they are not indigenous to Nigeria. They are not. They came from somewhere else. They are not the original owners of the land. Ask yourself, how is it that people who are not the least educated, they move cattle from place to place? By moving cattle from place to place, they are able to conquer those with PhD. Ask yourself that question. That way, you will understand the way that a black man reasons in that part of the world. How is it possible that people that came from Futajalon, or moving only cattle, were able to overrun advanced civilizations? Because by the time the Fulanis came to take Hausa land from them and renamed Gobert to Sokoto, for Hausa civilization was centuries ahead of every other in West Africa. Great empires were built. The Songhai, the Krenempron, great empires were built. Ask yourself, how is it possible that people that built empires, people that were manufacturing guns nearly 300 years ago, how was it possible that they were defeated by people who were driving cattle? Ask yourself that question. That day you will know how foolish a black man is, especially those from West Africa. How other people were there in the Fulani came with their ordinary cattle. They proceeded to go and create traitors, efulefus within Hausa people. The efulefus, what the efulefu does is like a left jab in boxing. You keep jabbing somebody, preparing them for the correct, knockout blow. That's what they did. So the work of a saboteur is to soften the ground for the Janjaweed to come in. They did it to Hausa people with perfection. They succeeded. They succeeded without any issue. You know what they did again? They now convinced Hausa by saying we are Fulani Hausa. They spoke Hausa language. They convinced the foolish Hausa people to now join them in their campaign to conquer others. And that was what happened. They're still doing it till today. And IPOB is saying no. We won't allow it to happen. They are very, very clever. They recruit, they give you, they come to those of you, those of you with long throat, those of you who are avaricious, so to speak. People being ruled by the demon of money making. They come to you. They say, do you want power? Do you want wealth? The same thing that Lucifer can offer anybody. You want power and you want wealth? Yes. Now betray your people. Give them to me to kill. That's what they do. And these efulefus, you see them, you think they are normal, you think their brains are correct. You see them, they'll be doing the work. What they are doing is to soften your resolve. The Fulani used this trick on the Hausas and it worked. They went all the way to Yoruba, took a lot from them. It worked. They always look for efulefus. They always look for traitors within. They plant them. They make them governors. They make them senators. Their job is to make sure that the aims and objectives of the Janjaweed is accomplished. Now you understand it, don't you? Now you understand the way they operate. You understand the way they work. You understand the way their mind operates. That is Fulani Janjaweed for you. That is the way they are. And in this time and age is no different. It is not going to be any different. We are therefore warning our people. If you are a Biafran, you are in DSS, you are in the army or you are in the police, and they send you to go and attack us somewhere, and you foolishly come because you're one of those, you're one of the idiots they are using. And you think because you're a Biafran, you can be at the front to go and kill your people, I can assure you, you will die. There's an assurance. You are going to die. And forget all these things. You see them driving around in the afternoon, driving through market squares and going to my village and perambulating. I say, come out at night and do the same thing. That thing you're doing during the day is rubbish. Come out if your power, if you feel your army, your police, you have power and you have might, come in the night and do the same thing. And see what will happen to you. They think they are clever, but we are more clever than they are. We are far infinitely more clever than they will ever be. Today, tomorrow, and forever. We are warning them, and they must understand it. In Zamfara schools, they are operating Islamic calendar in a secular country. And some of you all interested is who is going to rig election for us. When it's done of my village. And sometimes I don't want to speak against the spirit, but I do ask God, why did you put me amongst these people who cannot reason very well? Of all the places in the world I could come to as a human being, you put me within, surrounded by people who cannot reason, by ethnic groups who are being obliterated, they don't know it. People who are dying, they don't know that their death is being caused by should I say, by them belonging to this contraption that the British created. You don't have to be Einstein to understand that. You don't have to be. If you tell me how you can be in a country, anywhere in the world, and one day a governor of a state wakes up and says, oh, from today, you're going to operate on the Christian calendar. Would that happen in the USA? Would that happen in the US? Or anywhere else that people are civilized? Will that ever happen? Will it happen in South Africa? Even ordinary Ghana. Will it happen in Ghana? The answer is no. Because you people, you don't reason for. All you're interested is contract. How do I make money? You forget that these people, they operate like the devil. They are giving you something they know you want because they want your life and they will take it from you. You don't know that? Zamfara State Governor Bello Mohammed Matawale has ordered the immediate use of Islamic calendars in primary, secondary, and universities across the state. Universities as well. Universities across the state. And you're telling me you're in one Nigeria. You're in one Nigeria. You keep lying to yourselves. All of you know that the zoo is unworkable. You know that because of your avaricious nature, because you want money, because you're poor, because you're desperate, you will do anything for money, you will do anything to go and build houses in your village. Because of that, you sell your soul and your conscience. You are working for Fulani, you don't know it. As BBC Igbo is. BBC Igbo is working for Fulani. Only an idiot cannot see it. I warned you 4 years ago. I told you that people asked us, oh, why do you do what you do? We said, we are always on the offensive. Because one day BBC will come. Any of you who can remember, I told you that there will come a time when BBC will come. And that time has come. And they have revealed themselves, who they are. Unless you are intelligent, you won't know that BBC was working for Fulani. You can never tell, unless you have brain. People travel to overseas, they say, let's go. I got admission to go to Civil Aviation Institute in Florida. To go and become a pilot. To go and become a pilot. My father said no, because then he was very, very much okay. He said no, that the fees are too cheap. Somebody said to my father, only those who plan to travel abroad are those who are not educated, or those who couldn't pass JAMB and WAEC. I want to tell you something. I wanted to go to US. I had my admission to go and study to become a pilot. One day, something occurred to me. And I said to my father, I'm no longer going. Since you want me to prove to you how intelligent I am, I'm going to go to the best university you have around, which is UNN, Nsukka. And I did. I entered Nsukka. And after a while, I said to my father, I now want to go to Britain. My father said, why do you want to go to England? I said, because that is where our problem started from. I want to understand how these people, a few of them, they were not even up to 50. They came down, they went to Ghana. They recruited black people from Ghana to come and help them conquer their fellow black people in Badagry. I said to my father, I want to go there to understand the way they reason. That was why I went to England to go and study. And today we know. You have to be a fool not to understand what BBC is doing. You have to be a complete idiot not to know their game plan. One day they'll bring somebody like Abaribe, somebody they know we all respect, revere, and love very much. And another they'll go and bring one Efulefu working for Fulani. That is what they do. You don't know them, that is what they do. It is their job. It takes people who can reason to understand this. Your senses you have to be switched on for you to know their game plan. That their plan is to overrun us. Their plan, the plan of BBC Igbo and all the rest of them, is to help, as they did during the war, as they did between 67 and 70, is to help them to overrun us. As they did, the reason why they set up Willing Commission was to weaken us, to divide us, to create Niger Delta. You go back in history, you will see their pattern of divide and rule and destruction. And then you will understand it very well. But we are saying this to them today, that we are better dead than alive. Instead of us to remain in the zoo called Nigeria, they better kill all of us. They have to kill all of us because we can never belong to Nigeria. It is impossible. We can never do it. We have started and there's no going back. There is no going back. Not today, not tomorrow. People talk about, our people, they don't have access to proper education. That is the problem that an average Nigerian has. They have no proper access to decent, qualitative education. They will understand it. For them to understand what we are doing, go and read the history of freedom fighting and of liberation movement all over the world. Go and study it from top to bottom. They always start with the ragtag army, from Chairman Mao to, should I say, from Washington to Chairman Mao to Fidel Castro, to all of them. They always start that way. But when this glory and victory comes, then we can sit back and rewrite history, if we choose to do. In the zoo called Nigeria, a governor came out single-handedly, introduced Islamic rule in Zamfara. In a so-called secular and an idiot is standing up somewhere and talking about Nigeria. Let us work together for Nigeria. I don't understand the planet. These are the people planted by the Janjaweed. These are the same people. Their type was the reason why Hausa land fell. Their type was the reason why Wadi fell. Their type was the reason why TV fell. Their type is the reason why Jukun. All of these places collapsed to cattle headers in the Nachinama, cattle rearers, stark illiterates. Go and look at our news during the war. If you want to know how evil BBC is, go and look at our news during the war. Analyze BBC coverage of Biafran war. You will shed tears. You will know they're evil. They were the ones that came and said, 1 million people died of starvation. They never gave the accurate figures of those that died during the war. As to be near over 5 million people died as a result of British wickedness. Britain said there should be no supply of arms to either side. Don't sell arms to Biafra, don't sell arms to Nigeria. But Britain went behind our back, went to Russia, negotiated with Russia so that Russia can supply arms to Nigeria. Are you aware of that? Look at the map of Nigeria. Have you ever seen, if you bring any country in the world and you want to do north, south, east, and west, you divide it equally? Do you know that Britain helped Fulani to the extent whereby into our own land today, there are 3 local governments in Benue. 3 local governments in Benue, they are Igbo people. Conk Igbo, they speak Igbo language, but today they are part of Fulani North. Are you aware of that? This is, people say, oh, but, when they used to accuse us of being disrespectful to elders, and I asked them, you are an elder, you claim you have PhD, you studied in Oxford, Cambridge, everywhere else. How come you allowed 3 local governments from your land to be given to Janjaweed for free in Benue? Nobody can answer that question till today. That was what we said. They don't know what they're doing. They don't love our people. They claim they do, but they don't. The reason why they do what they do is just to get money from Janjaweed, to build upstairs, to answer minister, to answer this, honorable and excellency. That is all. The love of the people is not in their heart. They never loved our people. If I lived in their time, do you think I will allow our land to be balkanized? Do you think I will allow any stupid commission to draw boundary? What they do is that when they come to your state, as they have now done to Mahi, they say, make Ebonyi State Islamic state. We'll give you presidency. And the idiot is busy making it an Islamic state. Very busy, trying all he can to make it. He made an announcement today that only if we see any children driving cattle in Ebonyi State, you will be arrested. How about the adults with AK-47? This is how they get into our people. And I expect somebody as learned, a man that I used to respect. So people should be learned enough to understand when their land is under danger of occupation. Because the only thing that will stop the Fulani Janjaweed is Atlantic Ocean. And now, of course, IPOB. And now IPOB, and they know it very well. Some idiots come and they write, show us arms. Show us the army. If you want to know if we have anything or not, ask the zoo army and DSS. Ask them how they're getting it. Then they're the ones to tell you, not me. Because anything I say live on air will be used against me. And of course, you know that. Ask them why they are doing their gra-gra show in the afternoon, not at night. Forget all that nonsense siren in the afternoon, making noise. Come out at night. And we'll show you who we are. Mad people everywhere. A governor has made you so if your child is in Zamfara, let's say they transfer you to Zamfara, all of a sudden your child will now start operating under Islamic calendar. And the fools that some of you are, you come out and say, oh, one Nigeria, Nigeria, let's work for Nigeria. And anyway, the same way that some of your ancestors said, don't stop slavery because you are making money out of it. Never you dare stop slavery. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me. A black man and a black mind is self-destructive. Self-destructive. And I'm very, very happy that Pastor Chris Oyakhilome at last that is to tell you the depth and the importance of our broadcast. When we make our broadcast, people sometimes they oh, it's too outlandish, too outrageous. How can? But when you go back and you sit down and you reason, you come to the same conclusion that we have come to. Because we see things that ordinary human beings cannot see. Way before they see it. Pastor Chris Oyakhilome is not saying something that I've been saying all this while. He listened to our broadcast. He went and did his research. He found out it's the truth. And very few black people can do that. Very few black people can come out and say, yes, what those people are saying is the truth. And I'll follow them. Somebody left their land, came and named you black, which means everything ugly and black under the sun. And I read a comment, somebody challenging Pastor Chris Oyakhilome, saying, you don't say that, I'm black. You know, when you see a baboon, when you see a black monkey, when you see a monkey, an African that is so backward in his reasoning, you wonder, did God waste his time creating such an evil person? Did you name yourself black? A white man named you black. Why did they name you black? Because they say you don't like light. You are backwards. You are evil. There is no light where you are. And you're fighting. I say, oh, I'm black. Don't say that I'm black. Because over the years, you have been conditioned to reason like the idiot you are. That is why, despite all your... Ask yourself this question. I started by, when I left UNN and went back home and I said to my father, you must send me to England. My father said, why? I said, how can I be in a university? Reading geography. I don't know what an igneous rock looks like. For one day, I never went for a field trip. Everything is theory, on paper, in class, showing you diagrams. I said to my father, what sort of nonsense is that? A university is meant to be a place where you will go to and you will see everything, you will learn everything, they radicalize you, you think like you question everything. At the university, you see people needing, oh, sir, they are answering professor, sir. I went to a university, my supervising professor was Dr. James Chiriakandat. I used to call him James. If you call him Dr. Chiriakandat, he'll tell you, no, don't call me doctor, call me James. That's how close we were. My supervisor of my project, I can never forget. This is where they teach you to reason, to learn. The most important thing the white man never taught African people is how to reason and to reason critically. How to reason. Yeah, I was shocked when I saw Pastor Chris's video. I was flabbergasted. I said, what? Yes, exactly what I had lectured on Radio Biafra. He did his own research. He even brought out other points that I never knew concerning this name, black, that they gave to you, and you're answering with pride. Typical black people. And now in Zamfara is Islamic State. Now, if a governor, let's say for instance, one governor, let's say Wike now were to come out to say, every school in River State will now operate under a Christian calendar. They will call for his head immediately. But they are doing it in the north, and nobody is talking. In other words, the zoo has been divided already. You are operating a multi-system sham, not even democracy. That's what you have. And only IPOB has the mind, the presence of mind to challenge and to bring your stupidity before your eyes so you can see properly. Do you know why we are different? You know, sometimes, all the time, we lament when, all these forces of darkness converge against us. But we don't stop there. We know that if we rely on zoo newspapers to carry our news, We'll be like, we'll be dead like Masop is. Or should I say Bim, not Masop, Bim. They relied on people to carry their news for them. I want you to understand the reason why we preach regularly on the inconsistency. After all, you go, the same Bible that you have, go and bring out your Bible. Every Sunday, before you were born, your ancestors were, I wouldn't say ancestors, your great-grandfathers were going to church with the same Bible. Pastors have been preaching from the same Bible every Sunday, and then after about 20 years ago, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the same Bible. They preach it every blessed week. You still go to church. You're not tired. Are you tired? Because they want you to learn. When you go to school, you start from kindergarten. Maybe you do it for about 2 years, from the age of 4 to the age of 6. And then from the age of 6 to the age of 12, you are in primary school. From the age of 12 to the age of 18, O-levels and A-levels. You're still learning. Until you're in your mid-20s, you're investing, you are still learning. For nearly 20-something years, you're learning. But somebody wants to listen to Radio Biafra for 2-3 days and then tell you, oh, please, give us arms, let's go to war. So we can build another useless black African country. Then you're insane. That is why we educate you. That's why we lecture you. That is why we tutor you. That is why we enlighten you. So that your brains can be open so you can understand. People say, oh, he insults people. Why wouldn't I insult you if you're foolish? Why wouldn't I insult you if you are hopeless? I ask. If you're foolish, of course, you'll be insulted. Do you think there are people who are going to sugarcoat what we say so you feel better? So you feel better? I want to know what is happening. They said that the app goes and comes back. I don't know what it's supposed to mean. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean, that it goes and comes back. I want to know precisely what is happening. Say it goes and it comes. I don't know what is happening. I have no idea. But from here, all our systems are go. It is absolutely fine. You refresh your system, you turn off your phone perhaps and reboot your phone. It should be okay. I am not getting any complaints. I am not getting any other complaints, so I believe that the app is okay. Which is IPOB Community Radio. Now, to tell you how clever Fulani people are, they think that, it's Britain that is giving them all the brain. They think they are clever. They think they are very smart. What they want to do is to subdue everybody. So that what they do is that the army and the police is the advanced party of the Janjaweed, Boko Haram. The advanced party of ISIS in West Africa. That is what they do. The police and the army you see every day is to soften you up. The real army of darkness is coming behind them. It's coming behind them. Remember Jos. Some of you don't know the history of Jos. Go and study Jos very well. It took them many years to subdue Jos. I think it's the Biron people. They have been subdued. Now they're going to get an emir in Jos. That is the way they work. They spend years, Fulani is very patient, they spend years putting pressure on you, direct and indirect pressure. In the meantime, they'll be rigging election. They'll be influencing who is your PG, who will emerge your socio-cultural leader, who is your governor, who is your senator. But at a particular time, every of your senator, every governor, as they have done now, in the whole of Biafra land, with the exception of Wike, every governor in your land, and of course, Udom Emmanuel, who is doing very well in Akwa Ibom, with the exception of those people, every other person is in their pocket. If you talk, they say, we'll remove you. And you start panicking. And for you to stay in power, remain relevant, to be answering excellency and be controlling billions of naira, worthless naira, you do anything they ask you to do. Anything. That is why people are killed. Innocent people are killed. None of the governors ever rose up to condemn what happened. They cannot speak. That tells you who their master is. But Ihejirika was bombing Boko Haram, a certified terrorist group, bombing and maiming people all over the place in the north. Buhari came out and said an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the north. Very, very open. They voted for him and he won. But look at the type of politicians you have. With the exception of Abaribe, look at the people you have. They killed their own children in front of their eyes. People that committed no crime. But because how can you promise 7 governors the president at the same time? And they all know they've been promised something, all of them together. And they are now working as much as possible to outdo each other in terms of how they sabotage their own people. And these are the people you want us to respect? You want us to respect people that their own people are being killed and they kept quiet. You want us to respect them. Now you know. If you want to know the difference between a man and a weasel, if you want to know an Abuja-sponsored politician, go and look at all of them. It was only Abaribe that spoke. Only Abaribe that said something sensible. Look at, have they said anything? And these are the people you want us to vote for to become. You want us to vote for these people who couldn't utter a word when the people were being killed. These are the people you want us to make president. That time, they will tell them, if you want to go for second term, go and kill all of your youth. Go and kill IPOB. They will come and they will do it. You see this slaughter of IPOB family members in Enugu is a two-edged sword. Now, I want you to tell me who amongst all the idiots doubting they want to be president, who amongst them is qualified if you cannot speak up against injustice against your own people? You want to be president? Come now, let us see who wants to be president. By then, anyway, Biafra will stand on its own. They are wasting their time. No wonder they're sabotaging it. Somebody, because of your presidential ambition, you don't want Biafra to come. You don't want your people to be free. You want us to be suffering. All because you and your family, you want to answer head of state of Nigeria. Because of that, we must suffer. Because of that, we must continue to endure Fulani Janjaweedism. Because of one man's ambition to be president. And in this case, should I say 7 men? Because they go about, distributing it like a confetti, flying out all over the place. Oh, you want to be president of Nigeria? It's your turn, Igbo man, it's your turn. Yes, because of that, you will be president. Yes, but now, give us a Mietiala settlement in your village. And they willingly they give. They say, oh, there's a way to do it. You need to be strategic. Strategize what? Are you more intelligent than Azikiwe? Are you more intelligent than Azikiwe? They outmaneuvered him. As learned, as wise as Azikiwe was, they managed to outmaneuver him. Talk less of a wretched idiot with a bot degree from somewhere that forgot his boxer shorts in the north. As somebody said, well, perhaps when they are a bit normal, when their backside is a bit normal, they talk sense. Once their backside has been opened up in Katsina and in Sokoto, they start talking rubbish. Mad people everywhere. Mad people everywhere. Of course, it will not surprise me at all. If our app is under attack, we expect it from them. But in the end, we always prevail. We always prevail. People are listening and they're saying it is fine, that it's okay. That's what I'm hearing. So anybody writing about it is wasting their time, of course. That is Sharia coming. Not even Sharia, Islam is coming your way. You see their trick and you see their game. You all see it, but you keep quiet. When IPOB says, oh, go and kill them, and some of you are jumping up and down. You think we'll forgive and forget? You've got to be joking. You've got to be dreaming. Because we can never, ever forgive and forget. It is impossible. Absolutely impossible. You must understand that. You must understand that. You must. That's what they're doing. There is security alert in our place, please. Inokon Ako Ohafia in Ohafia LGA. In Ohafia LGA. Yesterday and today, there was a Toyota Camry car with a tinted glass escorted by 2 army military vans loaded with armed Fulani soldiers patrolling the village of Okon Ako every morning around 10 o'clock, taking live video and pictures of the environment as they patrol on their convoy. I want our people to know, all of you in Ohafia, to take note of these very people who are perambulating. We also understand that some Ifulefus in Enugu may be responsible going door to door and pointing at homes where people are living. Our people must be very, very careful. They will only come in the afternoon. They cannot come at night, because if they come at night, they know they will never go. They know they can never, ever go. They understand that very, very well. That is why they are doing all they can to make sure they arrest many people in the afternoon. These are murderers and killers. That is why they are terrorists. Anybody you see in army or police uniform is a terrorist. I am warning you now, they are all terrorists and they must be treated like terrorists. The merchants of terror that they are, that is the treatment that they deserve, and we will not stop in our campaign until the world recognizes that Nigerian army and police are terrorists in uniform. Even worse. Anybody doubting you, go and show them the video of the carnage, because they specialize in killing unarmed civilians. That's what they do. Boko Haram, they run away, they go and look for Chad, they beg Cameroon, they beg Niger, please come and help us. America, give us a helicopter, these are come and help us. When it comes to unarmed civilians, you see them, they are boasting and jumping all over the place, because that is Fulani's motto. The way they operate, they intimidate, they subdue, they terrorize, and they take over your land. That's what they do. But not in Biafra land, they cannot do that, and they know that very, very well. They know that very, very well. The governor of Enugu State, where the massacre of innocent people happened, has been told, he's been told by Abaribe, Senator Abaribe, the only man left standing. The only man left standing. The rest are lily-livered cowards who should have no business with politics. It's our turn. Our presidency, rubbish, spreading their money everywhere, thinking they're going to deceive us again. You are dreaming. All of you are dreaming. It doesn't matter. You take your stupid presidency and put it where the sun doesn't shine. You are all dreaming. If they can kill your people, you cannot speak. You want to come and contest for president. Let us see where you're going to go and do the campaign. Let us see where you do the campaign. Mad people everywhere. Abaribe have told Enugu State Governor to institute a panel of inquiry. If they're going to do it, we do not know. Nobody has an idea, but they have been told to try and institute a panel of inquiry to look into what happened. He was the only man that spoke. Look at the rest of them. Senator this, Senator that. I want to contest for Anambra. I want to contest for Imo. Look at all of them. They didn't say a word. They are afraid if we say something now, we will damage our chances. You see the way they reason. But we stood behind Abaribe, and they did all their nonsense. Abaribe returned with almost 95% of the votes. I don't know what is wrong with her. I don't know what is wrong with them. You're so frightened of Fulani Janjaweed that you cannot speak the truth because you want political office. Mad people everywhere. The Senate minority leader Abaribe on Tuesday condemned the alleged killings of Igbo youths in Emene, Enugu State, by some security operatives. He said the killings of the Igbo have given room to wide suspicion of a sinister. Of course, there's always been a sinister motive. They compressed the economy of the East, so we have to travel abroad to look for greener pastures. If you're lucky, you get a visa. If not, you head to Lagos or you head to Abuja, you head to Kaduna, you head to Zaria, you head to Sokoto, you go to Kanu or you go to Maiduguri. That's what they have done very cleverly. Now, since we have defied all their attempts to depopulate our land, to bring in Janjaweed from across the Sahel, they have resorted to killing people. And that is what we are resisting. Abaribe said there must be, and it will not cost the Enugu governor anything. He is no longer seeking for re-election. So I see no reason why he should not be able to constitute a panel of inquiry. And nobody can impeach him because if they try it, they know what will come their way. It will never, ever, ever happen. So we do not know what is happening. I do not know. I do not know. Please, very, very important that our people understand this, that the Enugu State governor has been told, go and constitute a panel of inquiry, and he must do it, to find out. We want to prove to the world what happened. But I'm sure the Fulanis won't let him. We want to prove to the world what happened in Enugu. We want to let the world understand that the Zoo army and police, that they are terrorists. Zoo is Nigeria. That they are terrorists. These are the things that the world must bear in mind. And that is why we must remain resolute and relentless. The time now is top of the hour. A minute past 8 p.m. in the blessed land of Biafra. We are live and we are direct. And the whole world is listening. The whole world, our people must be very, very careful. And always video them. Always take pictures of them. Very, very important. Anytime you see, take these videos from a safe distance. Very, very important. Wherever you see them, you must take their videos. Because they have a habit of lying and denying the atrocities that they commit. Very evil. They want to do all these things. Go to your villages now. Most of the forests, you have Fulani settlements there. Some of you living in Enugu, you cannot tell me you have not seen them. When you travel to other places, do you live in the bush? We are in Oduduwa territory. We are in Janjaweed. We are in Hausa land. Are we not? Can't our people reason? Do we live in the forest? They come to our land. They go to the forest. They take it by force. So in a few years' time, they will tell us that we must have an emir, the emir of our people. And because of somebody's stupidity, the same thing we are suffering today, because of Azikiwe's stupidity, see where we are today. Azikiwe wanted to be prime minister of one Nigeria. Because of that, he sold our people. Look at the mess we are in today. Look at the mess he left us with. The same rubbish is about to repeat itself. And our people are busy talking rubbish. Presidency. Go and look at the history of colonialism. Those that fought to end colonial rule. Look at what they did to Zeke. If you don't have any brain, go and check it very well. Ironsi was there and they killed him. Did the world fall to pieces? The answer is no. Fulani took over. I want our people to reason, please. Go and reason very, very well. And this very evening, you know these people, we are prepared. If you are a Biafran, if you're a Biafran or an Igbo man, woman, army or police or DSS, and they send you and you run out, you're coming. IPOB, what are you? Because they have promised you promotion, you will die. You will die because anybody in that uniform is seen as a janjaweed. Once you're in that uniform and you're outside, you're seen as a janjaweed. That is who you are to. You're a terrorist to us. For your information. For your information. Now let me tell you precisely what they are reporting so that the world may know and bear us witness. And I want this news to be put everywhere so that the Fulefu and their parents will know. You know, most of them, their father is from the north, and they fathered them, and they gave birth to rubbish, a lineage of nonsense. Nigerian army cautions soldiers over alleged killings of DSS operatives by IPOB members, directs them to wear mufti in public. The Nigerian army is saying, do not wear your uniform outside your barracks. We don't want you to be attacked by IPOB. Anything that happens to you is your business. Even if you're wearing mufti, we know you. Once you're a soldier, we'll find you, we'll know where you are. If you're in a public transport, you're gone. Wherever we find it, copy what I'm saying. Send it to Trump, send it to Pompeo, send it to Queen Elizabeth, send it to David Cameron, is what I'm saying. If we find you anywhere, you are a gunner. You are gone. For killing unarmed people. Almost every 6 months, you must kill people who are unarmed. Innocent people. And now you want to wear mufti and come outside? That's what it was reported by Sahara reporters. In an internal signal dispatched to different formations unit commanders, the Nigerian army asked all troops to be on their alert and to avoid individual movement in uniforms outside the barracks. Efulefu, what does that tell you? Okoko, what does that tell you? They know. They know. Do you know we don't fight like cowards? We tell you what we are going to do before we do it. So you know. That's who we are. And we are telling them, even if you wear mufti and you have started something you cannot finish. The police commissioner in Enugu State, the DSS director in Enugu State, the army, 82 division, you have started something you can never ever finish. How many are you people? Do you outnumber us? Even if you recruit every Fulani Janjaweed into the army, do you outnumber Biafran people? You know you don't. No, you don't. You don't. They are warning them. They are warning them not to come to wear mufti. But if we see them, we will know them. It doesn't matter if you're Igbo, you are a Joy, you are Ibibio or Efik. Once you are with them, you are an enemy of the people. And you will suffer for it. So if you like, wear mufti. If you like, disguise yourselves as women and come out and do, you can wear wig. That is the reigning thing now in Abuja. Mask. Aisha's boyfriend, they have 4 types of mask they can give him to wear to deceive all of you gullible fools. You cannot deceive us. You cannot deceive us. You cannot deceive us. Publish this news, please. It's from Sahara reporters. You're cautioning your soldiers because of us. You have started something you cannot finish. Every time we'll be on our own, you'll be coming to kill us. Every time you see people, you kill. And what is wrong with you? Because you want to take over our land? You want to take over the land of Biafra. Is that what you think? Nnamdi Kanu is alive and you think you will take over Biafra land? In your dreams, all of you. You are all dreaming. Both you, all of you, your fellow Efulefus, the traitors who are within, you are all dreaming. And all of the fake accounts, all of the idiots you have contracted in Russia to be churning out fake accounts, writing rubbish, you have all failed. All of you have failed. You are wasting your money. You are wasting it. You have tried before to stop us. Did you succeed? You have tried. That was why you brought BBC Igbo, to see if BBC Igbo can confuse some idiots from questionable lineage. Have you succeeded? Have you succeeded? No, you cannot succeed. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. Anybody who thinks that we are going to relent, you are dreaming. The more you kill us, the more formidable we become. The angrier we become. And the more the level of consequence you have to bear when the time comes. When the time comes, people who are reasonable see how they speak, see how they talk. Insecurity. Buhari, of course, is the Fulani government. Buhari, everybody knows that Buhari is dead. Yoruba should carry licensed guns. Gani Adams Council. If it is a Biafra now saying this, you see every manner of idiot. That was the only reason why I hated our people going to the north before the war was because of the nonsense they gave birth to. Hausa and Yoruba land. Rubbish. They gave birth to nonsense with Biafran names. Gani Adams, his council is saying that allow people to carry guns. If you say they will now call Umahi, they will call the governor. So, are you there? What are you doing? Do something. Remember, you're going to be the president. They know it's a lie. You know you're going to be the president of Nigeria. His Excellency, are you there? The head of state, commander-in-chief, are you there? This is an ordinary, useless, bloated governor. Are you there? Do something. The idiot will come out and issue a useless press release. Now you can see it. People are now canvassing for guns to be carried in the open. To stop who? To stop Fulani. Fulani, for nearly 220 years, they have been on the march, non-stop, until they get to Atlantic. That is their mission. But a Fulefu can never see it. A Fulefu wants money. A Fulefu wants money because they know that being a Sabo pays. After the war, when we allowed people like Opa Biasika to live, was the greatest mistake we ever made. Opa Biasika. What they did, what Opa Biasika's presence did was to embolden saboteurs, Sabo and traitors, to embolden them, to know that there is a reward. Because Fulani is always willing to pay. Once you come out to betray your people, Fulani will pay you very well. And that's what they're doing. And that is why they can never go scot-free. God is out. They know now. Don't they know that? They know that dead men and women walking. They understand that very clearly. They know that very well. If the zoo army is crying, how about an ordinary wretched cockroach? How about an ordinary wretched? We are not going to stop anyway. And everybody knows that. They are saying, we want to carry arms. Yoruba is saying, allow us to carry arms. And I will tell you the reason why later on. I will tell you the reason why later Yoruba is asking to carry arms. Begging that they want to carry arms. Because our people will need to understand what these guys have in store for us. What they have in store for us. That the world may know that the Fulani have come to conquer. And Britain is aiding and abetting them. Britain is the one supporting them. Moving them and pushing them forward. Go and conquer. Go and conquer. That guarantees free access to oil and gas. That's why they're doing what they're doing. Don't you know that? That is why they're doing what they're doing. And they have failed, and they will continue to fail. Now, Yoruba, Gani Adams is saying, the Generalissimo of Yoruba land is saying, allow us to carry guns to defend ourselves. Because you can see Fulani with his cattle, they have AK-47. They have, you'll be asking yourself, how can somebody who is moving cattle have gone from where? Supplied by the Nigerian army, protected by the Nigerian police. Do you understand that? Why would somebody moving cattle from place to place have AK-47? Why? Because you don't know that they are coming to conquer you until it is too late. Until it is too late. And let me tell our people one thing they don't know about the Fulani. The Fulani play what I call the waiting game. They wait. Over the years, they wear you out. Once they wear out your people by planting as many traitors and saboteurs as possible, then they now strike. Unfortunately, they have not been able to penetrate Yoruba structure that much. You know our people now, call one of them now, pretend you're a Fulani man, call any politician and say, you're going to be the next president we've been thinking. Look at Edo, you saw what happened in Edo. Look at Obiano during his election, he had to run to go and bow before Jubril. Look at Edo, they had to travel. Look at Bajabia Mila, that's his name, the Speaker of the House. He had to convert from Christianity to Islam so they can make him the Speaker of the House. Look at Edo, the one that said he's contesting under APC. He's a pastor. He had to go and convert to Islam to win an election. You see how they control you? Do you see? It starts as a joke. It's our turn. Look at the way they blackmailed and pressured Jonathan. He gave them INEC chairman. Once he gave them INEC chairman, that was the end of him. Do you think Fulani will be objective in their lives? Of course not. They produce nothing, they add nothing, they contribute no value to the economy. All they do is to steal, to cheat, to lie, and to terrorize. That's all they do. That is the only thing that they do. Who doesn't know that? Who does not know that? You saw them, they pressured Jonathan. Jonathan foolishly gave INEC to them. Look at where we are today. They want to do the same thing in Yoruba land, and Yoruba are saying, no, you cannot do it here. They formed Amoteku. Now listen carefully to this, please. Our people don't, once it comes now to the east, we always say, hey, can't you see Amoteku? All the state assembly, they agreed. They will never remember. There's a Fulefu, there's a way and a Fulefu things. They will never remember that Amoteku was formed before being ratified by the various state assemblies that you have in Oduduwa land. That was how that's the history of it. Now that Amoteku is standing, and at least to an extent, helping to police and keep Oduduwa land safe. What have they done, the Fulani? They've been thinking. They thought that the East will go against the West. They thought Biafrans would go against Oduduwa by being against Amoteku. We came out. We were the first to support Amoteku. And we'll support it forever and ever. Now, since they couldn't divide them, they bribed some people to say, oh, this is not federal government, whatever rubbish. They bribed a few Muslim Yoruba to talk rubbish. They failed. Odudu was too strong on Amoteku. The governors moved although that some of the governors are in APCO, understand the difference between an Igbo Fulefu and the one from Oduduwa land. That's the difference. Despite the fact that most of the Yoruba governors, they are in APC, they still went ahead to form a security outfit. Understand this very well. They formed Amoteku before the state assemblies ratified it. Yes? Good. Now, our land is under siege. Ebonyi, every day we are battling in Ebonyi to keep Ebonyi safe. Ask the Efulefus you have in Ebonyi state. Ask them, please. Ask them, I beg of you. Why is it that you don't want to have a security outfit for the whole of the East? Ask them. And I will tell you why now. Because they have been promised presidency they will never ever see. Look at what they are. I want the world to understand how the Fulanis are pressuring the Yoruba people to abandon Amoteku. Look at what I told you. They have tried to pressure them to abandon it. They said no. They now want to water it down. I want to read the news for you so you understand. That is the way they work. When I told people that the creation of states was designed to hand power over to the Fulanis, they didn't understand it. You see, creation of states and local government is the worst thing to ever happen to people. Regions are very strong. Do you know why the Fulanis don't want any region? Because that was what was contained in Aburi. Britain is against region. If you have a regional structure, a confederation, a regional structure, they know that the economy of the East will surpass that of the UK. They know it very well. Britain doesn't want a shining beacon to come out of Africa. Britain does not want the world to see the ingenuity of Biafrans. They cannot do it themselves, so they're using Fulani to do it for them. And Fulani is, of course, being black, the demented people. They will do anything the white master asks them to do. So you don't know that? You don't know that they are doing the work of the devil for them? Because Britain knows that in a confederation, in an Aburi-styled Nigeria, that the East will be the best performing economy in the whole of Africa. They know that our economy will challenge that of Britain. They know that very well. Don't you know that? They know that very, very well. That is why they are doing all they can to suppress, to kill, to make sure that Biafra doesn't rise up. You don't know that? Now listen. Amotekun, a regional security outfit. Now listen to this news. The presidency says the Western Nigeria Security Network, codenamed Operation Amotekun, will now be run in accordance with the structure defined by the Inspector General of Police, who happens to be a Fulani man. Do you understand? Now what they're going to do is to weaken Amotekun. What they're going to do is to try and get it to obey their command structure, to now allow Fulani Janjaweed terrorists to be able to penetrate Yoruba land without Amotekun being able to do anything about it. They want to control Amotekun. Are you following? Do you see the way the Fulani is the reason? Do you see how forward thinking they are? They know what Amotekun portends, that it will not allow them now to take over Yoruba land beyond Kwara State. They have taken already. Now, are you following? What did they say? They said the Inspector General of Police will now control the Western Nigerian Security Network. Are you following? The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, said this on Channels Television Sunrise Daily. Shehu was speaking on the approval of 13 billion by the government for community policing across the 36 states of the Federation. He said, whatever name they go by, this is according to a Fulani man, Fulani spokesman for the presidency. Not president, but presidency. Whatever name they go by, Amotekun or whatever, this is what he's saying, he will not mention Hisbah. They have Hisbah police in the north. If you drink alcohol, they jail you. If you drink alcohol, they cut off your hand. If they catch you selling beer, they fine you, they flog you, they destroy all your wares. They will not tell you that they have just introduced Sharia, or should I say Islamic rule in Zamfara State. They won't tell you that they have Islamic police in the north enforcing their Sharia rules. No, he won't tell you that. No, never. He is Muslim, he's Fulani. They own Nigeria. He will tell you what to do. Nigeria belongs to them, and they do as they please. Have you ever heard him before come out to talk about Hisbah police or Hisbah army? No, but he will talk about other people. And now, hear him. Look at how derisory, look at how insulting the language that he was using. Amotekun or whatever, look at that, will be streamlined, and they will be run in accordance with the structure as defined by the Inspector General of Police. They will be localized. They will be owned by local communities. They'll be managed by them. You know what he's saying? They will be localized means it can no longer be an Oduduwa force. It can no longer be a Yoruba defense arm. They want it to be handled by local government, so Miyetti can overrun one after the other until they conquer the whole of them. You see how they think their brain is full, and you see their brain. Oh, you have formed Amotekun, there is no problem, but now they want to weaken Amotekun's structure. By weakening it, they want to make it local. Local means, now you say, like in our land, you say, oh, it's now under the hands of the PG, President General. They go to the idiot and say, oh, Mietiala wants to buy land in your village. The land is worth maybe 4 million, but we'll give you 20 million. And allow Mietiala to be there. And give us where is your local security network? He will show them the vigilante. And Mietiala will go there and overrun them. As I posted earlier, for people who don't understand the way that Fulani reasons, some of you who pretend you don't know, why is it that IPOB family members were in a prayer meeting, they mobilized the DSS, police, Air Force, and Army at the same time to go and kill people? Whereas when Nimbo, I posted it on my page, on my Facebook. Of course, Facebook is suppressing my post. I know that very well. I posted it on my page. Go to my page, you will see it. When Nimbo Ozowani was being attacked, I recall very clearly as I wrote today, I know that Ugwani was calling Buhari then, he was alive. Buhari never picked his call until the Fulanis finished killing people in Ozowani, and they left. once they left, Buhari answered the phone when he was alive. And I want to ask all of you that claim you are the elite, you live in Abuja and in Lagos, when you got those phone calls that also one was under attack, that Fulani headsmen are in Nimbo killing people, and you were calling DSS in Enugu, did he answer the phone? I want anybody to come out to say that during the attack on Nimbo, that DSS was reachable, or that they contacted Commissioner of Police in Enugu State. They are all Fulani. None of them was reachable. Not Omahe. Ugwani called Buhari then, he was alive in 2016. Buhari didn't take the phone. These were calls going, distress calls going to the army, the police, the DSS, and the presidency. Nobody answered the call. Until the Fulani people finished killing, they left Bimbo, and now they came the next day. But this one was, there was no public disturbance, there was no problem, no trouble, no fracas, nothing. They came and they killed. And the police commissioner said, and they called for enforcement. But when people of Nimbo was calling for enforcement, there was nobody. These are historical facts, which I would advise every Efulefu to go and study, including BBC Igbo. Go and study it. BBC Igbo, I want you to go and investigate. Ask the zoo, army and police and DSS, why did you not respond to Nimbo distress call when people were being massacred in Nimbo? I want zoo journalists to go and ask. Go and investigate. I want every Efulefu to go and ask. Now you can understand why we do what we do. But people were gathered somewhere and they were praying and clapping, and you came and you shot them. But when the same people were under attack by your own people, terrorists, Fulani terrorists, you did nothing. You did absolutely nothing. Now, what does that tell you about the zoo? Let us continue. He is saying, we want to water down Amotekun. We want to bring it down village by village, so it will no longer be a Yoruba-wide security outfit. And after that, they will pick you. Once you're village by village, they have the money, they control the armory, the Britain is on their side, they will pick you off one after the other, one after the other, one after the other. Don't you know that? That's what they want to do. And of course, the Oduduwa people, they are sensible enough not to cave into this rubbish. They cannot cave into this nonsense. Do you see the way they operate? Because they want to, they are in a hurry to take over everywhere. And nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. That is why we must remain resolute. That is why we must remain vigilant. That is why we must all pursue Biafra until Biafra comes. We are not stepping back. None whatsoever. He further stated that policing structure will be the same across the 36 states, and whatever does not conform with the national structure will not be in the scheme of things. In other words, everything has to be as the Fulani wants it. If not as the Fulani wants it, it is rubbish, it's not going to work. Look at them. Do you see the way they are? They want to take you over. They did the same thing to Hausa people. Today, there is nothing called Hausa Fulani. Forget that garbage. The only thing they have is Hausa language. Hausa people no longer exist. They don't exist. Oh, come here. Come. Okay, come. You get promotion. Oga Haruna is calling you. Okoresa. Haruna will tell him, hey, okay, my boy, come here. You see those people, they want to divide Nigeria or IPOB. Those people, oh, Oga, me, my hand no follow. I know be one of them. They send you, you come, you will die. That's for information. I'm telling you the truth. Yeah, you will come as the fool you are, you will die there. Fools everywhere. They want, you know, the constitution of the committee will be defined by including all council chairmen, traditional rulers, and religious leaders. And that's what they want to do. Religious leaders, so they'll bring imams to be part of Amotekun. They'll bring Fulani people to be part of Amotekun. They water it down. And as they are killing you, you will call your vigilante, you will call Amotekun, you will not hear anybody. That's what they want to do. You want people to subject their security apparatus to the same structure that you have, so that when Fulanis are killing people somewhere, nobody will respond. That's what they want to do. So you don't know that? Unbelievable. We are live and we are direct. The time now is 27 minutes past 8 p.m. in the blessed land of Biafra. We are bringing you the news that some people are running away from, and they can never, ever bring. They want to determine the fate of Amotekun. That's what they want to do. They want to control everybody. What they did to Hausa people, they want to do to all of you. If you're foolish, you allow it. If you all rise up with IPOB, we stand against these vandals, and they will disappear overnight. When I was preaching this gospel before, and I'm very, very happy today that the news is gone viral, it is everywhere. And I want to thank everybody who brought out this very news, everybody who has ever commented positively about this. It is a very simple headline, which of course, Tinubu being who he is, they have paid the tribune and they have now removed this very, it's this day. You know, this day has a way of publishing scoops, you know, these very hard to come by news. It was this day that also published what Buhari, the late Buhari, said about an attack against the North. It's an attack against Boko Haram, is an attack against the North. They paid them money, they went and removed it. That's what they do. It's a business. This day newspaper is run like a business. If they run a scoop, if they run a sensational news that is true, after a while you pay them money, they quietly go online, they pay Google, it's their property, they withdraw everything. If you go now online, you can no longer find this news. This was what I was telling all of you a while back about Tinubu. You don't know him, but I do. Tinubu, before he came back from exile, he was about restructuring. He wanted regionalization, he wanted confederacy, he wanted Aburi, he wanted all these things. He rejected, in fact, the 1999 Abdul Salami Constitution. That is a fact. I want to let the world understand that an average black politician in Africa has no soul. They have no conscience. They have no morals. The only thing that drives them is money and power of office. To be called excellency, that's all that matters to them. Now listen. I have said it before that nobody believes in one Nigeria. Nobody does. Nobody in their right mind, nobody who is sane will ever believe in one Nigeria. It is impossible. And some of you said, no, it's one Nigeria. It's what I want to tell you something today. Some of you have seen this. It has gone viral everywhere. And please, can somebody put it on my page, please? I beg of you, so that those who are on Facebook can at least see it. And those who are listening via the app, afterwards, they can also come and join and see it as well. I want you to put it there, and I want to read the headline for you. You have seen it before. The headline reads, I don't believe in one Nigeria, Tinubu. He doesn't believe in, nobody believes in it. They only want one Nigeria because of oil and gas in Biafra land. They want one Nigeria because they can hide under one Nigeria to loot, to steal, to pillage. Once you have the right Fulani connections, nothing will happen to you. That's what they've been doing. That is why there is no electricity, no good roads, no good hospitals. That is why your schools have failed. That is why everywhere during rainy season turns into a floodplain. That is why people are suffering, very hungry. That is why they give you Big Brother to distract you, because they know the people are very foolish. Tinubu doesn't believe in one Nigeria. These are the people that say, go and kill IPOB, kill them, it's one Nigeria, our country, our nation, because they are hypocrites. Inside them, they don't believe in it. He's not alone. Even the Janjaweed politicians, they don't believe in one Nigeria. Even the Fulefu politicians we have in Biafra land, they don't believe in it either. Nobody believes in one Nigeria. All they want to do is to make money, wield power and influence. And that's all. The news is here. If you don't believe in Nigeria, then what are you doing? Have you seen it here now? Has everyone now seen it? Please publish it on my page. Publish it, please, that the world may see. Those telling you about one Nigeria. He does not believe in one Nigeria. He does not believe in it. What does that tell you about them? What does this tell you about those who are shouting, those you are following, Sabon those can you see them? BBC Igbo, that is the saboteur headquarters. BBC Igbo, can you go and see Tinubu and interview him about what he said? He doesn't believe in one Nigeria. Nobody in their right senses will ever believe in one Nigeria. Lugar did not believe in it. Flora Shaw did not believe in it. Nobody believed in it. Even Britain that created the zoo, they don't believe in it. Nobody does. You have to be a fool to believe in one Nigeria. He's here now. Can you see it here? Can you see it? It's very, very clear. Can you see it? I don't believe in one Nigeria. Tinubu, very clear. It is a Yoruba news. Sorry, this day, of course, is Yoruba. It's here. Interview he gave in 1997. Very clear. Do you see it now? That we are always right, we are always correct. Nobody can salvage the zoo. One Nigeria is gone. Even people who wants to run for presidency, they are saying that they don't believe in it. The only reason why they now believe in one Nigeria is because they are making money for themselves and their families. But yet, as a black person, you can never reason things through. You can never reason things through. That is the thing about the brain of black African people, and that is why Africa is backwards. That is why Africans are suffering. That is why they are killing us all over the place, because we don't sit down to reason things through properly. That is why the Fulanis are there doing what they are doing. That is why people are campaigning and saying Black Lives Matter. Because we never reason properly. We never do. We never do. Very, very sad indeed. Nobody, I have said it, you have to be a complete idiot or a hypocrite to believe in one Nigeria. There is nobody with common sense in their skull that believes in one Nigeria. No human being at all. No human being whatsoever. Nobody does. That tells you all you need to know about the damnable zoological republic. That tells you all you need to know. And our people, we need to be wise. We need to know when we are being used. The Fulani using you today, be you a permanent secretary, be you somebody in the police, in the army, or in DSS, they are using you. You are nothing to them. Use your common sense. If you're something to them, they will not be doing what they're doing in the Middle Belt. Middle Belt fought the war, not them, not Fulani. Middle Belt fought the war. But look at what they're doing to them today. You people should develop some brain. Acquire some reasoning. Even in exile, he has remained one of the most consistent pro-democracy. He was in exile. He was in exile. Nadeko. They didn't go to his house to kill him, but he ran away in exile. He was in exile. Today, he's Jagaban, the future president of the zoo. He was in exile. Efulefu. Tinubu was in exile. Baby Sabo, maybe your lactogen has run out. Oh, look at him. He was in exile. He was the most, they say, one of the most consistent pro-democracy activists, despite 2 treason charges still hanging on his neck. But in 2023, they will rig him in. Are you following? People who don't know history. Zoo, as Nono Okafor is calling them. Zoo animals. Can you listen now? Nobody believes in your one Nigeria. Nobody does. Nobody in their right senses will ever believe in one Nigeria. Tinubu doesn't believe in one Nigeria. Britain doesn't believe in one Nigeria. Everybody wants one Nigeria because of what they can get from it. Not because they love the place. Nobody in their right senses can love the place anyway. Nobody can. Now you understand it? Now you understand it? Now are you following? Do you see why they don't want us to broadcast? You see why they do everything they can to stop us from from telling the world the truth, from educating our people. Because we need education, we need enlightenment, we need the reasoning to be able to survive, or else we'll be overrun by the Janjaweed. These are the things that some of you need to understand and learn very quickly. Why do you think they will come to IPOB meeting and start firing at people, innocent people? Why? Have you ever asked yourself why? They want to intimidate, they want to put fear in you. So that when Mietiala comes with their terrorist groups and killing and maiming, you do nothing. A girl was raped to death in the same Enugu state. Did the DSS react? A girl was raped to death in Enugu state. Did DSS react? I'm asking you. Did they react? No. Did police react? No. A girl was raped by Fulani to death. Any arrest? No. But where the brothers of the girl that you raped to death was sitting down, praying and clapping, you came down and you shot them dead. And people are telling me that that can ever be justified. Maybe some of these Efulefus, they live on social media. They're not in Biafra and nobody can see them. You can't see them. You cannot see them. We will then set example with one of them. Then you will know. When their own sister was being raped to death, there was no DSS around, no police around, no army, no Fulani was shot dead, none. And the relatives of that girl that Fulani is raped to death at Hamufu, when they were now gathered to pray, you came and you shot them dead. And Britain has said nothing. Nothing. And Britain, people will wonder, why do you mention Britain all the time? Because they created the zoo. It was Britain that created the nonsense, the zoological republic. Britain created the zoo. And you cannot do anything anywhere in the world without British consent when it comes to Nigeria. Thank you very much, Jesse J, showing us pictures of different shades of animals. You have to choose who you are in the zoo. Do you see why Nigeria is a zoo? Somebody came out and said, I imagine somebody like maybe, what's his name? Joe Biden. Imagine that American media today were to dig up a statement that he made even 30 years ago saying, I don't believe in America. I believe that America should be torn to pieces. Do you think Americans will vote for him? Do you see the difference between white people and black people? Do you see how they reason? Do you see why sometimes I ask God, why did you bring me to Africa? I don't understand why. You could have made me a tree. At least I'll be useful as it's in the table. They will cut me down and use me, or maybe as firewood. I'll provide some warmth. Do you see how foolish black people are? I'm asking you, can you imagine Trump 20 years ago saying, I don't believe in America? And then they vote him. Do you think that's possible? Seriously, do you think so? Do you think so? But because Nigeria is the worst country, is the place where you have the most foolish people in the whole world, the most useless, they are there. That is why somebody will come and say, I don't believe in Nigeria, but he wants to be Nigerian president. Zoological republic. Zoo. Animals everywhere. They cannot reason. When you see white people killing black people, shooting them in the back in America, it's because they have waited for us to be reasonable and we've refused. Why do you think Fulanis are killing us? Because they have waited for 50 years and they have seen that every political generation is a fulefu after a fulefu. The more they come, the worse they become, to the extent whereby the Supreme Court is now giving us, a Fulani court is now giving us a governor in Imo State who is an ex-Yahoo boy, a known criminal in Lagos, governor of the state, in the sacred land of Biafra. Then imagine what will come after him. Imagine. They told us that we give you we decide who your governor should be. We, Fulani Janjaweed, we decide. If you do any nonsense, we go to Supreme Court, we use a aeroplane turner and turn everything around. Please publish that picture of Tanko. Let them see who their Supreme Justice, Chief Justice is of the Federation. These are Tuaregs. These are people that have planned to take your land over. But because you're black and foolish, it cannot enter your skull. It can't register. Can't register. And I want everywhere we have our people to be at alert. Anytime you see them at night, creeping and going to arrest anybody, destroy them, that place. Destroy them. That same place. Destroy them completely. We are everywhere. We are everywhere. Destroy them and their vehicles. Anywhere you see them going in the middle of the night looking for who to arrest, destroy them. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Block the road and destroy them. That's what they do. They want to strike fear into you. The same thing they're doing now, they did to Fulani. They did to Hausa. They succeeded. Today, they only have Fulani emirs in Hausa land, only Fulani governors in Hausa land. They did the same thing to everybody in the Middle Belt. They succeeded. They went to Yoruba land. They beat a chunk out of them, which is Kwara State. They want to try the same thing in Biafra land. It will not work. It can never work. Not whilst IPOB is there. It can never work. You're wasting it, and they know they're wasting their time anyway. Anyway, when the hunting season is around, Efulefu is there in very serious trouble. Nobody in their right mind believes in one Nigeria. Nobody. I want people to paste this Tinubu everywhere so you will know that nobody believes in one Nigeria. Nobody does. The Fulani, they want Nigeria because they want to conquer everywhere. Take our oil and gas and make Nigeria the home of Fulanis in the Sahel. That's the only reason why they want it. Those of them, I'm very, very happy now that the Oduduwas are now rising up and saying no to all that rubbish. Where is Middle Belt? When are you going to rise up? When are you going to rise up? How many are we? Biafra, Oduduwa, Middle Belt. How? Oh my goodness. People can't reason very well, honestly. Somebody wrote, and people must, as I said, Simon Ekpa is doing a very wonderful job. Absolutely wonderful. And needs the support of our people. Absolutely wonderful. He must be supported. Simon Ekpa is doing a very wonderful job. Must be supported. Please. And also, my good general is doing a very wonderful job. Wonderful, wonderful job. Wonderful job. And the rest of the people who are Ikenga from South Africa, all of you who are Biafra child, all of you who are coming out and broadcasting, you're doing a very wonderful. People must support them. And the Igbo unite. People must support all this. They are doing very, very well. You must support them. You must support them. Facebook can suppress my post and suppress my page. They cannot, of course, they have suppressed all these other people as well. I know from my goons, they've suppressed him. Even sometimes they leave him, sometimes they suppress him. You must support them. You must. Anybody that speaks the truth, you must go and support them. Very, very important. They reason very well. Very, very important, please. And I'll read from what my guru wrote today. He said, none of them believe in one Nigeria. It's just their survival meal ticket. Take a look at all those who have had the opportunity of making the zoo Nigeria a better country, but have further destroyed it. Then you'll understand that one Nigeria is for criminals. One Nigeria is for only criminal. Only a criminal can come out and say, go and look at, okay, look at anybody who believes in one Nigeria. Go and look at the person. Look at them twice. Look at them twice. And then you will know. Look at them twice, you will know. Have you ever wondered why they have not been able to stop us? Have you ever wondered why, despite all the things, despite all how many new feeding bottles they buy for their babies, have you ever wondered why they can never succeed? Do you know why they cannot succeed? Because they don't exist. They do not exist. They have nothing to offer, nothing to contribute, absolutely nothing. Envy and jealousy is not tantamount to strategy. It is never a strategy. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. That is why they cannot even see. They cannot. I don't want to go too further. Anyway, but I like what those young men are doing, and you must support them. Very, very important. And women as well, please. You must support all of them that come on live to preach this very gospel in truth and in every honesty. Verifiable truth. Verifiable truth. You must support them. And why must it? Because of this. We are doing what we are doing because of this. Gunmen kidnapped 7 students and 1 female teacher in Kaduna. Is it very clear to all of you now? Do you see their game plan? Now, have you heard DSS saying, gunmen are in Kaduna, we are going there, DSS, army, police, come, let's go. No. Do you know why they will not go? Because those doing the kidnapping are Fulani people. And what does that tell you about these people? What does that tell you about them? Every day is bad news, yet you don't want to understand. Some of you don't want to understand. Do you see how foolish our brain has become? Gunmen kidnapped 7 students. This is from Vanguard newspaper. 1 female teacher in Kaduna. Gunmen have kidnapped 7 students along with their female teacher from a secondary school in Kaduna State. They have killed a vigilante and vandalized the church. This is the local vigilante that the IG of police is planning for Yoruba and Amoteku. So they can come with their, as I told you earlier, they can come with their gunmen and kill people and kill vigilante because you're not organized. Fulani will only strike you if you're not organized. They are afraid of organization. That is why they want to go and tear Amotekun apart. It's their strategy. It's their strategy. The attackers, they came in 20 motorcycles. If they don't have money, how can they come? If you claim that they're from Mali, from Timbuktu, who gave them motorcycles when they came into Zoo? Who gave them motorcycles? Our people must be able to reason. Sometimes I know that a black mind or a black man or woman is self-destructive. Their ignorance self-destroys them. The ignorance of a black man is what destroys a black man. I know that most black people are very, very foolish. But can't you ask yourself simple questions? Who gave these people guns and motorcycles? Who gave it to them? These were given to them by Fulani governors to cause mayhem, to bring death and destruction, to terrorize people. The entire apparatus of state, of governance of state in the zoo has been designed to deliver terrorism. When Buhari was elected, the dead one was elected, their mission was very simple, to conquer everybody. They went to Chibika Amechi. Chibika Amechi used the money of Biafrans, River State, to bankroll a Janjaweed. Nobody from the north gave him money. They went to Tinubu. Tinubu marshaled out all the media might of the Yoruba nation to get him elected. Not knowing that they were digging their own graves. Not knowing that when Tinubu was doing all this, he never knew that Parfashoranti that the daughter will pay with her life. None of them knew that the Fulanis will come, destroy Yoruba farms, destroy, rape, kill. Then when Tinubu was promoting the late dead Buhari, who is now in Saudi Arabia in a grave, they never knew. When Amechi was busy using our money to go and bankroll a criminal of PTF, they think we have forgotten PTF. 20 suitcases stuffed with money, they think we have forgotten. Halliburton scandal, they think we have forgotten. When all these things were happening, they thought they were doing themselves some good. All these idiots in the APC claiming in the name of Buhari this, Buhari that. Have you seen where you are today? All of you in APC in Biafra land, have you gone to the nearest bush where you are to see Fulani settlement? That's what you brought to your people. I call it the politics of Azikiwe. Penny wise, pound foolish politics. Because of political power, you betray the land where you come from. You betray your people. You give your land to Fulani and they will cut off your head for it. People are being kidnapped now in Kaduna. The same Kaduna people that fought the war, that came down as the officer class during the war. They are now in Birom territory, destroying them. The same Birom that gave soldiers during the war. They told you the same thing they're doing now. Oh, you are there and IPOB is there. The same garbage they said about Biafra during the war. Biafra is your problem. Not knowing, had some of you been able to reason then, as Shoyinka did, you would know that Biafra was the solution to your problem. So Biafra was. The same way today that IPOB is the solution. IPOB is the solution. Look at IPOB. They are doing this. They are proscribed. The proscribed IPOB. A journalist from the south is writing. Proscribed IPOB. But one day, he will lose his wife, his daughter, or his sister to these rapists. And then he will realize he will change. People don't learn from the south. I have no idea why that is the case. People don't learn. They don't learn at all. Gunmen in Kaduna, raping, killing, stealing, and abducting. But you are in Enugu shooting unarmed people. Talk about getting your priorities wrong. You are in Enugu killing people who are unarmed. Meanwhile, in Kaduna, you don't have troops and policemen to go to Kaduna to police and to provide security. But you are in Enugu killing people. Have you seen such nonsense before in your life? Have you seen such rubbish before in your life? And none of them believes in one Nigeria. Even if you go to DSS and ask them, they don't believe in one Nigeria. They don't. Oh, it's because of my salary now. I need to take care of my family. The way that every black man reasons, had the white people reasoned this way, today we won't have computers, we won't have mobile phones, nothing. That is why white people are always ahead of black people, because we don't reason very well. Tell me why anybody will come out and be defending something he doesn't believe in. How is that possible? How is that possible? It's happening in Kaduna. They are kidnapping, they are killing. They want to reduce Amotego. They kill the vigilante. That's what they want to do. Reduce the vigilante to nothing. Make it local. Local priest, local imam, local traditional ruler. Those that can bribe easily and compromise all of you. But Amoteko with one central structure. Nobody can compromise it. But if you any day you allow yourselves to buy into this garbage of saying local one, local council, local meeting, you are finished. When Fulani came, they first took Gobert from the houses. They didn't go for everywhere at the same time. They first of all, they took Gobert from them. Named this Sokoto. Then they moved to other places. Moved to Katsina. Took everywhere from them. Installed their emirates. And it's over for them. It's over for Hausa now. Hausa doesn't exist. Does Hausa exist? That's why they don't want me to broadcast. They say, oh no, don't. Every time he's on the air. Because they know we are hitting them hard. Ordinary microphone. And you're running. Imagine when I come down, what will happen to you? And you know I'm coming, don't you? Of course you know that. Who doesn't know? Only a fool doesn't know that. In a country where corruption is, people talk about corruption, it's no longer news. Senate directs the Attorney General, who himself is under probe, to probe 18 billion. $18 billion stolen in broad daylight. $18 billion. They are the people that believe in one. If you can steal this amount of money, why won't you believe in one Nigeria? The few white diplomats that believe in one Nigeria are those who are making money from it. Because the is a very corrupt place. Anybody can make money, as Trump said a while back. That his friends are making money over there. Why would you want Nigeria to break? As a white man, as a diplomat who is making money, you come down as an ambassador, you are going back as a millionaire. Why would you want Nigeria to break? Why? Only if you're a fool. People that want Nigeria to be one are those who are benefiting. They're like the Tinubus of this world. They want to eat the money meant for poor people. And then they turn around and give you 4 million to fight COVID-19. 4 million. They steal 18 billion. They give you 4 billion to fight it. That is why you're a black person who cannot reason. And that is why your outlook in life is black. Very bleak. Very sad indeed. That is why we have come to educate you, to enlighten you, so that you may change from your evil ways. And talking about changing from evil ways, there is one Efulefu. He's in Lagos. He thinks that because he's Osu, he thinks that Osu is a bad thing in our place. Of course, it's not. It is not. Because he went to the village and they called him Osu. He ran to Lagos and embraced everything called one Nigeria. But as somebody said, when his backside was still intact, he has not forgotten his boxer shorts somewhere in the north. Okay, he boxer shorts now he wears none. When his brain was intact, he made a statement. He said, we can go to war again. Who will go to war again? Joy Ibokwe, engineer, author, one that the Igbos will pick up guns again and fight for Biafra. This is the monkey castigating IPOB. Oh dear. Inconsistency. As I told the Fulefus in those days, when they joined me in IPOB, I said to them, a black man has a problem. They said, what is it? I said, ideological inconsistency. They are inconsistent. When you give a black man a small chicken change, he will abandon his principles. He will abandon everything he ever believed in because of money. He will buy a flashy car. He will buy a fancy house. And I ask all of you, how many black megastars do you know around the world who made money, who still is in money today? Very, very few of them. They always squander it. They always squander it. That is the way they are. Even those working for Facebook now, The money that they give to them, they will squander it. They look at all the politicians. Tell me any politician that came out only Fulani that kept stealing, that made it out of the money they stole in office. Go and check all of them now. Are they not poor? Or are their hotels doing very well? Did they build any factories? They only built hotels. Are they doing well? Go and look at all of them. There is one cockroach, one inconsequential buffoon. I do apologize for actually mentioning the idiot's name on a program which I'm anchoring. His name is Joy Bokwe. He's based in Lagos. He's an Osu from Nnewi. He was chased away from the village. He thought the village they came for him to sacrifice him. He forgot that I abolished Osu long time ago. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in it. If people can go out and marry whoever they like, all people are born and created equal before God. I don't believe in all that rubbish. Osu nonsense. I don't believe in it. This one is Igbokwe. He ran away from the village because he's Osu. He went to Lagos and they gave him some chicken change and he changed. They give you chicken change and you change. And now he's pursuing change in APC as the gutter drainage commissioner for Lagos. He claims he has a PhD. He's in charge of gutter drainage in Ajegunle in Lagos. He's an intellectual in charge of drainage. This idiot a few years ago said he will pick up guns again. He was in fact in spirit an IPOB member. But they gave him money as they did to other Ifulefus and started talking rubbish. Unless you're clean and pure, you can never last here. You can never. Because we are whiter than white and whiter than snow. We are clean, scrupulously clean, without blemish. That is why the enemy is afraid of us. If you don't know, let me tell you. Unbribable, unbuyable, uncompromisable. We don't compromise. Never, ever, ever. That's why we appear harsh and very hard to some people. Because they want to bring the zoo blood, their zoo contaminated, useless black brain into what we are doing. Once you exhibit that black stupidity, you are shown the door immediately. We can go to war again. Please, people should send it to the idiot, the moron, and tell him that the problem of a black man is ideological inconsistency. Inconsistency. You don't believe in the same thing for long. You change, you chop, and you change. We'll go to war again. If there is injustice, if this injustice, then what is IPOB fighting for? IPOB is fighting for the same things that you mentioned. BBC will interview. I want BBC to go and interview him again. Sabo network for Sabo, connecting all saboteurs. That's their job. A criminal politician, as somebody said, Kimezie, residing in Lagos, clearing gutter every day. They give him some chicken change. He comes and talks rubbish. And we're here, the same thing the Hausas did, and Fulanis overran them. They think we are as stupid as they are. Of course we are not. It's there for the whole world to see. These are the so-called Lagos-based Efulefu intellectual about Woko. Umuokoko. These are the so-called intellectual one. The idiot like this. You knew that Biafra is the key. He knew that Biafra was important. But they gave him some change, chicken change, and he changed overnight. Typical, very typical. Senate calls for sack of NTA Star Times management. Over 200 billion stolen. Before it was $18 billion, so this one now is 200 billion naira stolen. Lai Mohammed, one Nigeria. They believe in one Nigeria because of the money they can steal. Only an idiot believes in one Nigeria. Only a criminal does. That is common sense. Lai Mohammed's ministry, 200 billion stolen. Every day they do probe. You know they do probe and they go behind. They share the money they have stolen and the probe dies down. Monkeys probing other monkeys for stealing banana. Is that possible? Can you see monkeys now gathering and probing other monkeys for stealing banana when all of them love banana? It's not possible. Of course it's not. They have stolen the money. They have stolen the money. 19 billion, 11 billion, billion. This is our nation. Is this our country? Our nation. Our forefathers gave to us in 1960. You are older than Nigeria. The person talking about his forefather giving him Nigeria is older than Nigeria. Nigeria was formed in 1960. The idiot talking about his forefathers giving him Nigeria is nearly 70 years old. I don't know how people, I can't understand how people reason. This Yogi, black, I don't know how, I have no idea. Your forefathers gave you Nigeria. You're older than Nigeria, and your forefathers gave Nigeria to you. Fought and your forefathers. I have no idea what is wrong with black people. I have no clue. Only God can save them. Their stupidity is astonishing. And that's what we're supposed. You know, those complaining about my broadcast is because you know, when I touch them, their friends are listening. You know, their friends listen. So when they go out, they want to pose. Their friends will call them, "Hey, come, monkey from zoo, come," and they get upset. Instead of them to get upset at their own stupidity, they get upset at Nnamdi Kanu and the IPOB. That's what's happening. We are listened to in over 154 countries. 154. Unprecedented. Not even BBC can manage that. Do you doubt me? In the year 2013 and 2014, was Radio Biafra not more popular than BBC? When they on tuning, they rate radio stations by popularity. Radio Biafra was number one. Am I lying? People went then to go and screenshot it. Number one radio station in the whole world. This Radio Biafra that I was anchoring. Don't you know that? That the world doesn't. When these people get upset, "Oh, Nnamdi Kanu, this IPOB, they are this, they are," is because their friends listened to Radio Biafra. They went to go and be posing, trying to play basketball, and volleyball. Their friends say, "Hey, come, monkey, go and get it." They ask, "Why are you calling me monkey? Because you're from a zoo." Then they get upset. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We are special. We are IPOB. That makes us a special breed. We are too special for the animals that inhabit the zoological republic. Everywhere. Everywhere. And that is why we are suffering abroad. And that's why we need Biafra. That same man has spoken again, Abariba. A man of steel. A man of honor and immense integrity. When your people's livelihood and their lives are threatened, that is how you know leadership. Let me see the idiot that will come and say, I want to run for president. I'll ask you, when our people were being killed in Enugu, where were you? What did you say? Simple question. Then they'll go to Hanese. They'll pay it. It's our turn. These people, they must start. It's our turn now. If you are this wicked when you're not the president, imagine how wicked you will become when you become the president. The closure of the shops belonging to Biafrans, we are hardworking people. This is a message I want to send to the Ghanaian government this very evening, because I know they're listening. I have a lot of respect for Ghana and what they have been able to accomplish. But Biafrans are in Ghana not as illegal immigrants, but as hard-working businessmen. They own businesses all over the place. And I must also refer the good people of Ghana and their government to the protocols of ECOWAS on free movement, integration, and security. These are contained in the documents and in the articles signed by the state of Ghana to allow people to reside and to trade across West Africa, the same way they did with the EU. Because ECOWAS was modeled along the lines of the EU, because the EU was the economic community, EEC was European Economic Community. They formed ECOWAS, Economic Community of West African States. You know, we have to copy all the time because the EU, they were creators, you know. They created all the states in Africa. That's the truth. And we copied them. And because we copied them, we copied everything in the EU verbatim. That is why in ECOWAS, anybody can reside anywhere and do a legitimate business. They cannot be subject to deportation. It is impossible. Unless they have, of course, breached the rules of the land. That is what the protocol says here. ECOWAS protocol. We don't want to go to court in Ghana to be able to prove that to the government of Ghana that we are allowed to do business in Ghana. We are a blessed people. We know we are like the Jews. We are being persecuted all over the place. It's in our nature because we are blessed. We are doing business in Ghana, in Kumasi. What is happening in Kumasi is not good. And I'm telling the authorities that to leave our people alone. We are doing legitimate business in Ghana. We are contributing to Ghana's overall GDP. And we are paying taxes in Ghana. And this cannot continue. And it shouldn't continue. And we are not Nigerians, please. We are Biafrans. We are not Nigerians, please. We are Biafran people. We are not the terrorists you read about. The terrorists are the Fulanis, please. They are Fulani people, not Biafrans. We beg of you to allow our people to be. I will be speaking to them in the coming days, making sure that the authorities in Ghana understand our plight and leave our people alone. Abaribe have also spoken about it. That is how you know men. And some idiots will come out and say they want to become president. Mad people everywhere. I'm upset with all of them. They couldn't say a word. They couldn't say a word. Strong condemnation. They couldn't say it. Is to come out and say they want to be president. There are a few announcements I have to make this evening, and we must pay very close attention, please. It pertains to this glorious global family of IPOB. Immense. We are huge, we are big, I understand that. And with that also comes some teething problems, which we are also very, very good at dealing with. And I must make this announcement this evening. Please, if you are placed as a national coordinator or you have replaced an existing national coordinator, please do not, I repeat, do not dissolve the cabinet. You inherit that very cabinet. Non-performers you can remove over time. Performers you encourage, you promote. That is how it's done. Very, very important, please. And on that note, I want to reiterate that the appointment of every officer within IPOB is down to me. I appoint and I dismiss. And I have a good reason for that. I appoint and I dismiss. Please, I am making it very, very clear. You don't dismiss anybody or appoint anybody without going through DOS. Absolutely important. That is why the South Africa Finance Officer, Mrs. Gloria Alea, she's from Zimbabwe, but married to a Biafran. So that makes her a Biafran. She will remain in her position as our finance officer in South Africa. It is not debatable. She stays there. And so does the old cabinet. They stay there. The only thing that we have changed is the coordinator and the deputy coordinator in South Africa. Everybody else stays in place. You work with them for some time. You see those who are performing and those who are not performing, and you deal with it accordingly. The issue, every issue regarding finance is dealt with by our sister, Nenayanya. And when it comes to West Africa, by Amarachi Ibe. No coordinator is allowed to remove or replace a finance officer. It's a no-no. You are not allowed to do that. But you can recommend a replacement by first stating your reason and making such known to our sister Nenayanya, who is our overall finance officer. And also from tonight, from this very second, senior officers and coordinators are banned. You are banned from making generalized audio messages and putting them on WhatsApp for circulation. No more. If you want to reach anybody or you have any message to communicate, you come on air and you say it. If it is something that you cannot say on air, you pick up the phone and you call the person responsible, or you have a conference call and then speak to the people who are responsible. No more all these stupid audios. I do not want it. And lastly, allow me to repeat, there is only one command in IPOB. We don't have groups in IPOB. There is none. We have IPOB and we have the volunteer command. That's all. Volunteer command of IPOB. No more groups of any sort. No more gathering of any sort. None whatsoever. There is none. It is either IPOB or it is IPOB. No name of any sort from anywhere. Our brigade of guards is the volunteer command. That's all. No other people from anywhere, no other name. And also, I wish to make a correction regarding the announcement I made about Ivory Coast, that they are IPOB. They are IPOB concerned citizens of Biafra in Ivory Coast that made the contribution to us. We still remain very grateful for that. We remain very, very grateful for that, please. Absolutely grateful for that. Absolutely grateful for that. You must send that very note to Tinubu and to Joyi Bokwe. We want to give him publicity. He loves publicity, so we'll give it to him tonight. And the Yorubas must not cave in to this Fulani Janjaweed garbage. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever. Absolutely important. Don't cave in to them. Once you do it, they will reduce you to the vigilante they have in southern Kaduna, and they will proceed to massacre each and every one of you. Absolutely important. That the state police, Buhari, worried about misuse of firearms, presidency, channels TV, garbage and rubbish. Fulani, but you have assault rifle. This is when they say Buhari, that means is who is the mask wearer of presidency, mask wearing presidency. They are still not. Has anyone seen Osibajo yet? No, you have not seen him because he don't exist. Have you seen Buratai? You can't see him because he doesn't exist anymore. Idiots. That is a country. When the white man look at you people, a place with no president, no vice, nothing, and you're still managing to trudge along, he will know that you people, you have no hope in life. People are useless. But Biafra, there is hope. And I also believe in Oduduwa, there will be life and hope. And if Middle Belt can get their acts together, also there will be life over there. Or else, everybody is doomed to a period of darkness that the Fulani has brought with them. And on that very note this evening, we bring this program to a conclusion. To some people, Biafra is what they discuss. To others, it is something they dream about. To some others, it's something that they talk about. To others, something they gossip about. But to us, Biafra is much more than everything put together. Biafra is even more important than life itself. Biafra to us is a religion. And here on Radio Biafra is where we worship, because Elohim Chukwokika Biama is our God. From me, from here, with pain at the loss of our people in my heart, and also abundance of love for what is to come in their memory, I say to all of you, good evening.